That now with the anchor of CBS Sunday Morning and author of the new book, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the White House, Humor, Blunders, and Other Oddities from the Presidential Campaign Trail, Charles Osgood.
First of all, it's getting pretty vicious out there in the political world.
It is.
What are your thoughts?
Well, the idea of this book, I don't have anything about this campaign
I understand.
in this book, because obviously that situation changes with every day, with every hour it changes. So you can't put it in a book. But we looked at past campaigns, and I was struck, as I was putting this together, with how different this one is. Occasionally somebody gets off a good line. When Huckabee was still one of the candidates, he got off a lot of good lines. I guess it shows that just being funny is not enough.
That's true. But you go through a lot of the different campaigns. You know, you start with Truman and Dewey, and of course this headline, Dewey defeats Truman. And then you have some other, who was it, Stevenson, who made the line about lying and telling the truth?
Yes. Well, in fact, the truth and lies, because I think Stevenson said that he had actually been tempted by the idea of making an offer to the Republicans.
Right.
He said that if they would stop telling lies about me, he said, I'll stop telling the truth about them.
Well, it sounds a lot like, what was it, George Bush or Bob Dole? When is he going to start lying about my record? As I was reading through your book, and I'm enjoying it, I haven't finished it yet, but it is humorous. There are blunders. There's a historical context. I was sort of trying to put it together to where we are today. And with the internet and the new media and the 24-hour news cycle, it's a very different time. And it seems more vicious. Now, what do you, am I wrong?
There was some viciousness back then, too, and there's no question about it. I mean, anybody who thinks Harry Truman didn't really give him hell, I mean, he gave him hell. Yeah, he sure did. And I think nobody thought the less of him for it. But there was also a certain you could give somebody hell and still be decent to him and actually have him as a friend. I happen to know Everett McKinley Dirksen, who was a wonderful man, the Republican leader of the Senate, sometimes as majority leader, sometimes, and his opposite number was Lyndon Johnson. And those guys would be at each other all day long about issues. Yeah. But at the end of every day, they had a drink.
It's like Reagan and Tip O'Neill said that it all ends at 5 o'clock. It's not personal, and that's changed in Washington, hasn't it?
I think it has, and